Hey Bible lovers, Tim Nichols here, and I'm really excited to give you part 2 of my interview with Daniel Arroyo from Humble Lamb Publishing in Liberty, Kentucky. I made the drive up there. If you didn't see the first video, make sure you go back and check that one out, where you see kind of my road trip and some interesting things I encountered along the way, because it is way in the middle of nowhere. But anyhow, in this interview, he answers the questions of the difficulty of breaking through as a premium Bible publisher, because it's a very small market of people, and it's very tough to get success there. And he also answers the question of some upcoming releases he's excited about, gives them a little bit of insider information, but he leaves a lot of meat on the bone because there's some things he doesn't want to talk about publicly yet. And then lastly, he answers the question as to which Humble Lamb Bible is his favorite. And it's really funny. Whenever I ask a publisher this question, they always really struggle to give me an answer, because these are from their brain, their heart, their mind, their vision. So it's really difficult to pick out a favorite when you really love them all. And you can see that conflict on his face as he's trying to describe it. So it's really a cool moment. So anyhow, check it out, and I'll see you back at the end. God bless. All right, we're back with part 2 of our Humble Lamb interview with Daniel Arroyo. And we're here in Liberty, Kentucky, right next to his house in this big wide open studio. It's really beautiful, really impressive. He's got a really nice sound system that you're going to see in the next video with some clip speakers. It takes me back to my dad and the stuff he used to listen to. He had some big box speakers that would sit on this pedestal. So bringing back some memories with the vinyl here. But we're gonna go on with a few other questions. Considering you're one of the very few publishers that deal only in premium. Even your Pace Down, those are premium Bibles. You deal only in higher cost Bibles. Where like your Thomas Nelsons and your Zondervans and your Tyndales and several of these others, they have $20 Bibles to fall back on. Right. If you're not selling premium Bibles, you're not selling Bibles.
Right.
So you're in there with like even Cambridge has some lower end Bibles. So you're in there like a Schuyler and an Allen, to where this is your bread and butter. So to start off with that, that's pretty aggressive. How difficult was it to break through?
I think it was difficult, but I think it would have been more difficult if we were doing budget Bibles.
Okay.
Because you have a plethora of budget Bible publishers. Because I think a lot of people, when they're thinking about becoming a Bible publisher, they're like, well, we can't afford to do a premium Bible yet. Maybe we will in the future. Let's do budget Bible first. So that space is very saturated. So I kind of thought that premium was, first of all, it was something I wanted to do. I didn't want to get into budget Bible publishing because I don't, not that I don't believe in it, but I want to push people, like we were saying earlier, to a higher experience with their Bibles.
So you started off with a vision. The vision was, I want to drive experience along with not just the spiritual words, but the physical experience. I want that to be high level.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. 100%. But it was still a challenge because, you have to do marketing. You have to, people have to know about you. You can have the best product in the world, but if 5 people only know about it, it doesn't matter. It was a blessing to have my wife working while I was getting this off the ground, because otherwise it would have never happened. Because, with any new business that you start, there's a very high likelihood that you might not make it.
Right, and there's also a long amount of time before you start becoming profitable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It was a challenge, and I think we're still in that process. I don't think we've broken through the premium Bible publishing world, but I think we're growing, and every single year we've at least doubled. So it's good news, and I'm optimistic for the future. So I don't think we've fully broken in, but I think more and more people are seeing our Bibles. They're getting in, and they're really happy with the results.
Right.
I just had a review on our website yesterday, a couple days ago actually, and the review was like, man, I was really skeptical because this is one of the most expensive premium Bibles in the market, but now I see why.
Right.
So for me, that's like, man, that's awesome that he's able to see like, yeah, $220 for a Bible, not bad because it gives you so much more.
Right.
So, yeah.
And I'm a little bit surprised by that answer, because when I look at the excitement level, and see, that's the difficulty on my end of things, is because we're such a niche bunch of people,
right,
that we're all excited,
right,
but there's not a lot of us,
right. And
I think that's, part of the reason for your success, but it was also a pretty sizable gamble, because $20 Bibles, it's kind of like when you move into a certain neighborhood and you overbuild for that neighborhood. You build a $500,000 house in a $200,000 neighborhood. You've just destroyed $300,000 of equity because you're not going to get that. And that's kind of the risk you run here too, is overbuilding. And what if this doesn't work? And I could see definitely the temptation of, hey, let's just go the cheaper route here. Right. But then on the other hand, if you go the cheaper route, then it's going to be hard to ever break that thinking out of people.
Right.
It's kind of like Casio pianos. I don't know if you know much about Casio pianos, but when I was a kid, they were just considered little cheap pianos you buy. Well, now they're making super premium, high-end, amazing pianos, and people are like, nah. They make them little cheap kid pianos. They can't break through. So it looks like you made the right call, and it really looks on my end, it looks like you have broken through, especially when you went with the lunar yellow. People were, because even when you asked which one I wanted, you were probably surprised I didn't go for the lunar yellow, because I like black Bibles. It's just the way I am. I like Johnny Cash Bibles. But that thing has really surprised me in how popular it is.
Yeah, we're sold out of it. I mean, it was the first Bible to be sold out.
Right.
And I just this morning I got an email from a customer saying, when are you going to get it back? I want to get the lunar yellow. And and that's kind of been a aha moment for me.
Right.
It's like, wait, people, like, I'll tell you, our least selling Bible is our black Bible.
That's funny. My favorite one.
So it's just like, man, and so my wife, she's, as some of you guys know, she's taken over our social media management, and she did a poll on Instagram a couple days ago, and she said, would you prefer a black Bible, a classic black Bible, or a different color?
Yeah. And
of the, I think like 60 people that replied, 5 said black.
Yeah.
And 55 said we want color.
I think I voted in that poll.
Really?
I think I'm one of the 5.
You're one of the 5?
And I'm just amazed. And did you see that coming? Did you see wild colors being so popular?
Like, yes and no. Like, I thought that, some people will like colors, But the more I think about it, the more it's just like, well, of course, because every Bible publisher has a black Bible.
Yep.
You go to somebody's home, and chances are that most of their Bibles are black.
Right. And who has yellow?
Yeah.
Allen. $300 some dollars.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
As a matter of fact, the Big Bird, as they call it now, is out of print. That thing can fetch $500+.
Wow.
So you had the advantage of people being hungry for that color.
Yeah. And I think there's more colors that are unexplored right now in the premium Bible space. And we just put an order to print the KJV Lion, and one of those colors is, I've never seen it in a premium Bible, and I think it's going to be really cool. I'll show you.
Oh, but we can't tell them.
We can't tell them yet. But I think it's going to be a big win.
All right.
So we'll share more, and I'll let you know when you can.
Look, don't be bugging me about this, because I'm not going to tell you. Okay. So and then the black over gold gilding, was that unprecedented? I don't ever remember anyone other than maybe a Bible rebinder.
Yeah. I don't know of anybody doing black under gold. I don't know of anybody doing green under gold, which we did with our green Bible, our brown Bible, and our green Bible. So no, I don't know why. I don't know why nobody ever said, hey, let's try different colors rather than blue and purple and red.
Well, I bet they will now.
Probably, yeah. I think there's just so much left to be done in the premium Bible space that I'm just really looking forward to the future. Because I mean, I have 1,000 ideas, man, to like all these things. Like, man, why hasn't anybody done this? Or can we do that? And some of it's like, well, yeah, we can't do it. Printer will say we can't do that. But I'm like, there has to be a way. Can we try some things to make it work? And so yeah, that's part of the fun of my job, is that I get to see what other possibilities there are in Bible printing and publishing. And also a lot of ideas that we've implemented have been just questions that we asked people. Hey, what do you want? What haven't you seen that you would be excited about? And a lot of ideas we get from our customers.
Yeah. And just the things that make you unique, I think, are really important too. Like the foredge with the Shepherd, the foredge with the Lion. There's a reason those things sell so fast, is because they're so unique. And then even the ones that don't have the foredge but have that super dark gilding, I will never forget when I got the blue Lion. And I was a bit disappointed because I was really hoping for an Edgeline, but you all were out of them. So you sent me what you had, and then I opened that thing and I was like, whoa, look at this gilding.
Yeah.
I've never seen any other than custom work, paying $400 for somebody to rebind a block you've already probably spent $100 on.
Right.
But to be able to get that straight from here without having to do anything to it, that's just incredible. And your liners, do you use the same goat skin for your liners as you do your covers?
Yeah.
I think that's unique as well. I don't think that's normal.
Yeah, I from what I understand, in terms of Bible publishers, and not rebinders, of course, we're the only ones that do goat skin liner and goat skin cover.
Yes, that I know of, and I've reviewed a lot of Bibles. So you've got that going, you've got the foredge going, the super dark gilding going, you've got the unique typeset and design going, and the blue letters going, and then you also have the Doré art that a lot of people don't utilize anymore going. So it's, there's a lot of unique going on, and I think that's the reason you all are taking off, because you've benefited from the pioneers before you.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's the thing, some people were like, oh, we prefer that you guys over, and I'm like, I think there's room for everybody. Right. Like, I don't ever want to bash any other publisher, because like you said, they've paved the way for us in their own right. So like for me, like, and I don't try to look at competition too much. I just try to focus on my customer,
right?
And I try to focus on what can we do to, again, elevate their experience as they're studying the Bible. And I also don't want to be influenced by their decisions.
Right.
Oh, they're doing this, like we should jump on that bandwagon.
Right.
No, it's like let's just focus on creating better products for.
And I think it's really cool, and it's so cool that you're in Kentucky. I'll because when I first was, I think you might have just moved here. When I first started kind of contacting you, and I thought you all were still in Oklahoma, and then when I got the package, it's like, what does it say in Kentucky for? What? And I was a little confused by that, and then I checked you all out, and I was like, oh wow, they're in Kentucky. I've got to go see them. So I am sure that all of them are precious to you because they came from your mind and your dreams. But which one do you pick up? Which one is? This one is my favorite. The color, the format. Which one would you say this one is my favorite?
Man, that's really tough.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like saying, which kid is your favorite?
Right.
I think, I naturally gravitate toward the Edgeline Bibles more than the paste down. Although I do use some of the paste down because some of the colors are only available in paste down. But the one that I've been using the most has been the NKJV Shepherd with the foredge in Sahara Blue.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one that that's my Bible.
Yeah.
That's what I use. But I do take out the yellow sometimes, and it's like people are like, "Whoa, yellow Bible! Like, what is that?" But yeah, the yellow is awesome. But there's so many people that are wanting it, that I don't want to take it out because I don't want to be like, yeah, you can't have it,
right?
Because we don't have any more. But the blue, yeah, I've been using the most.
And I really like the blue one as well. But that black shepherd is just beautiful. Cover to cover, I absolutely love every aspect about it. I'm scorning the day when I scratch that shepherd, because it's going to happen. You're going to mess up the gilding.
Yeah, a little bit about that. Oftentimes, a lot of people, I've heard them say like, "Oh, I don't want to use this Bible because, like it's too nice." But I'm like, no, like if anything, you should be more comfortable using this Bible than a dollar Bible, because it's made to last.
Right.
I have a friend. Well, he's not really a friend. He's more of an acquaintance, but he's an NFL player.
Okay.
And he got one of my Bibles. He shared it on his Instagram, and he reached out to me, and he was like, "Hey, like, I'm really like scared to use your Bible because it's so nice."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Bro, like, don't be scared. Like, get in there, highlight that thing. Like that's what's gonna really add value to this Bible."
Right.
You're right. You're underlining. You're writing on the Bible, using it, breaking it in. And as it is with leather, the more you use it, the better it gets.
Right.
So yeah, don't be scared of using your Bible. Please just like get in there, like open it up, like underline it, whatever it is that you do with your Bible, don't be scared.
Well, and in terms of value, unless you're a Bible flipper, which I'm sure you're aware that people will buy 2 or 3 copies of a Humble Lamb for the express purpose of knowing it's going to sell out so that they can mark it up a little bit, you're going to have those guys.
Right.
But if that's not you, if you're just a person that's going to keep this the rest of your life and you're thinking, I'm going to hand this down to my kids,
right.
What's going to be more valuable to your kids? A pristine, perfect Bible they may be able to resell, or mom and dad's notes, thoughts?
Yeah, that has no price.
Yeah,
that has no price.
It's priceless. So don't be afraid to mark in them, and don't be afraid to use them up and ding them up, because that's what they're built for.
That's right. They're built to handle more of that than your average Bible.
Right. So with all that said, any upcoming projects that you are really excited about?
Yeah, so we have currently 2 contracts with 2 new translations.
Okay, so translations.
Yes, so we're working on the one right now. We're typesetting it. As you guys may know, it's called the History Edition, and I'll explain what that means here. So history is like one word, right? History, but it's also 2 words. His story. Okay. And the focus of this Bible is going to be stories.
Okay.
So as it is with all of our Bibles, we don't add any extra content to what the Bible is, besides maps and
the concordance.
That's it. Yeah, concordance also comes from the publisher, but from the copyright owner. But it's all about the design for us. So this Bible is designed specifically to focus on stories, and I've never seen any other Bible typeset this way.
Okay.
But it's gonna be amazing. Like the focus of this Bible is gonna be stories. Forget chapters, forget verses, although they will be in there.
Okay.
They're designed in such a way that they're out of your way.
Okay.
The main focus is the story.
Okay.
So when you go and you open the Bible, you're going to be reading a story. You're not going to be reading a chapter. You're not going to be reading some verses. You're going to be reading a story, and it's designed in such a way to help you focus on that story.
Okay.
So that's what I'm most excited.
So maybe even taking in larger chunks.
Taking in larger chunks, or having 3 stories in one chapter.
Okay.
So
is it going to be arranged traditionally, or is it going to be arranged differently?
It's going to be arranged based on the subheadings that the publisher arranged.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're taking that structure that they have, and we're designing it to really just, this is the story.
Okay.
And then the way that the cross references are designed into it, I mean, it's pretty cool.
Well, and there's some drop caps that you put on social media. Is that connected to this?
Yes,
oh,
it
man.
is.
Those drop caps are next level.
Yeah, every single drop cap is custom.
Okay.
It was designed from the ground up. All of the drop caps have an element of Christ.
Yeah, one of them, I think the one you showed had the lion.
Yeah, it had the lion. We have another one that's got the crucified. We have the door. We have the rock. All of them attributing to Christ, but in the way that the Bible explains it. So yeah, A to Z, different design, different drop cap, and that will be in this new Bible.
So we have the his story, and 2 new translations, or is
and another translation.
So the his story is going to be in a translation,
and a new translation.
There's another translation coming.
Yeah.
All right. So 2 new translations that you don't currently publish.
Correct.
Okay. So you can guess. There's a bunch of translations. We'll maybe put out a poll and let you guess and see who's right once this is all revealed. Mm-hmm. But that's pretty exciting. That sounds amazing. Those drop caps alone got my attention. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And the layout aside, the drop caps alone, full color, it's just like, wow, they are going for it here.
Yeah.
And then to attach it to design and a layout that you're really excited about is pretty cool. Now, will this one have blue letters?
Yes.
Okay, so the blue letters remain intact.
Yeah. From now on, all of our Bibles will have blue letter.
And will it have the Dory art with it?
Yes.
All right. Mm-hmm. So slick.
Yeah, so we're excited about it.
All right, so there you have it. Some insider information. He wouldn't spill all the beans, but we got a little bit. And I am going to protect the information that I see off camera, like Mark Hamill protected Darth Vader being his father. You will not get it out of me, so don't even ask if it's not happening. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed the second part of that interview. The part that I really enjoyed most was really watching his brain fire and his eyes dance as he began to talk about ideas and different concepts and things that he saw coming for Humble Land Publishing. His excitement, his innovation, his uniqueness, it really makes them stand out as a publisher. And I really believe that's why they're going to have long-living success with this. So anyhow, the next part of this series is going to be a simple tour of his studio, which is really just a basic large room, like a warehouse. And I'm sure you can see behind us, there were stacks of Bibles. He doesn't have fancy shelves. He does intend to make some upgrades over the time and kind of fancy the place up a little bit, but he's got a really unique and interesting setup, and it was totally nothing like I expected, but it was more than I could have asked for. So I hope you enjoyed it. This is a More Than a Nickel's Worth series. Keep calm. Jesus on.